Hi there, and welcome to the Creatives Get Real podcast. I'm Roben-Marie.
And I'm Sandi Keene, and these are real conversations about the creative life.
Sandi, what are we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about something that's big and scary and happens to everyone.
Uh-oh. Does it start when you're 14?
Oh, gosh.
No, we're not going to talk about that.
No, please, let's not. 14? I was 12. We're going to talk about creative blocks.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've all had those.
Multiple.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're scary.
And we both have recently come through one.
Yes, we have.
And we're living to tell
and we're
about
still
it.
here, and we're still creating.
Yes.
Yeah, and the amazing thing about that is oftentimes on the other side of experiencing a creative block, I often find, wow, it's like this creative jolt. Just, it happens. And then you're just like, why did I even worry about it? I don't know about you, but
yes,
I do feel that way.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a very common thing. I think that one of the most important things to know about creative blocks is that it will absolutely happen. If you are creative, you will experience this.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think it helps because then it doesn't freak you out.
Exactly.
Because it's going to freak you out
That's
a little
true.
bit
It does
anyway.
freak you out, yeah.
But just know you're not the only one.
Mm-hmm.
We've all been through it. We've all lived through it.
And we will again.
And we will again. Absolutely.
It reminds me, I always like to think of that Taylor Swift song. I always change the words to say, I'll never, ever, 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 ever create anything again. That's like my mantra during a block because that's exactly how I feel.
Absolutely. It's like whatever I had, it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. And whatever the last thing is that I created that I love, that's the best it's ever going to get.
Yeah, and I'll never top it.
That's so not true.
I know it's not. Thank goodness it's not true.
Yeah. So how do you deal with moving through or overcoming a creative block?
Well, there's two ways. Mm-hmm. One is poorly.
I got that one down. Check.
Yeah, me too. I'm really good at that. And that's when it's all about doubt. Yeah. It's all about doubt. It's all about fear. And that you talk to yourself in forevers. You know, this is going to last forever. My art ability is gone forever. Yeah. Whatever I was is gone. And I'll never get it back.
Yeah, this is so depressing.
Forever. So hopefully that lasts about 2 days. And then you say to yourself, okay.
Yeah, get over yourself.
Get over yourself. That's enough.
Yeah.
Do you have a coach? Please call
them.
Oh,
yeah. Make sure. Mm-hmm.
Call your coach. And then you start saying, okay, I know what this is. I've been here before. And you just get quiet. I like to get quiet and just be gentle with myself and don't push. I've found that the worst thing I can do is if I'm in a creative block is to pick up a paintbrush.
That's a good point. And I've reached out to you on many occasions with my plea of, I don't know what to do. It's over. It's done. I can't do it. And you've always reinforced the fact that it's going to take some time and be gentle with yourself. And that's really important because I'm not always gentle with myself. In fact, that's a really hard thing for me to do because I am hard on myself. Well, there you go. Yeah. And as a perfectionist too, it does feel so real in that moment. Like you really aren't. This could be the one time that I will not get through.
Forever.
This is it. That's right.
Yep.
And it's illogical, but that's how we feel. And it's okay because it's a real thing and we all go through it.
Right. Yep. So for me, it's about turning to another creative pursuit. And it can be decorating, it can be gardening, it can be flower arranging, cooking, baking, anything. But for me, just close the door of the studio, walk away and leave it for a while. And for me, when this happens, it means that there's a lot of things going on in the rest of my life and I have no energy left.
That's a good point.
For creativity. And sometimes you have to wait until that event that's going on has ended. And you can heal a little bit and then you could go back. And you pick up that brush and you're just like, please God, let it come back.
Exactly. And you're right. That's a good point that we could be going through something in our life that's draining us. That's just, it's zapped us and there's just nothing there left to give. It's whether you're giving of yourself to help another loved one or there's something going on in your life that's just draining that. And if you can't tap into a resource that's not there,
Right.
if it's being drained in another area, it's not going to happen. And I agree. I think stepping away is so important. And I like to, like you said, try something different. I'll piddle with my blog or my website, or I'll do something techie, or I'll read more, or I'll just not do anything. I'll just spend more time outside, or go to the gym more, or whatever it is, just to get my mind off of that, so that I don't get more frustrated by sitting in there just staring at the television while I'm doing nothing, which I've done that before too. It's like 2 hours later, I've watched the Hallmark movie, but my paper is just empty.
Right. Or for me, what's worse is you go in, you're determined. This is me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm determined. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to beat this thing.
Yep.
And you pick up the brush and you start painting and you look at it and it is the worst crap you've ever seen.
And you feel worse about yourself
Yes,
at that point.
Exactly.
Because you're like, I really can't do this.
Right. So that, to me, that's the worst thing I can do, is to pick up a brush. Because I'm guaranteed to fail.
Well, and you'll hear sometimes, just push through it.
I don't believe that.
And that doesn't work for me either.
It doesn't
for
me either.
If you're embracing that philosophy and it's not working, then it's time to change that and try something different.
Right. Yeah, I think if you can push through it, it's not a real creative block.
Ah, that's a good point. So what do you mean by it's not a real creative block?
I mean that real creative blocks are when you really can't do anything because, like we talked about, there's no spark, there's no energy, there's no thought, because even though you're painting, you're thinking about whatever it is that's going on in your life.
Right. That's a good point.
So it's just not working.
And you know what I found too is often if I've had a true creative block, it's amazing what happens on the other side. Like when I come out of it, things are even better and clearer, and my creativity seems like it's at this peak. It's almost like you have to go through those times in order to get on the other side.
It's like a transition period.
Yeah, well, and life is like that, right? There's things in our life. We go through those seasons in our lives and things change, and the art is like that as well. And we both were talking earlier about this. We both have gone through this recently for various different reasons, but still going through it. And now being on the other side of it, it's like you're just filled with more hope and optimism, even though you're going to go through it again. And it's like you just kind of go, why did I worry about it so much? You know, I made it through it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you can talk gently to yourself during it and just reassuringly, this is okay. I'm going to be fine. It'll come back.
Right.
It may even be better.
Yeah.
And just go with it.
Yeah, I agree.
Just walk through it gently.
So some steps for our listeners. 1, be gentle with yourself.
Absolutely.
Step away from the creative element or whatever it is you're working on and go to something different. Whether it's, Kondo Marie or Marie Kondo your house.
Ooh, that's fun.
That's a good one. Because then you really feel like you're making progress. You can see things getting done. I did that in January with all the rest of the population, and it was just what I needed. But so 3, what else? You know what? I think reaching out to a friend, especially a creative friend who also deals with it, and just maybe talking it through a little bit and just encouraging each other is a really important thing too.
I agree.
So what else? What else do we want our listeners to take away from this?
I think that it's important to stay creative in a different arena, to not negative self-talk. Don't compare yourself to someone who's on fire.
That's a big one.
When you're in the pits.
Oh, and stay off Instagram.
Yes. If you're going to go on Instagram, then you can only look at things that have to do with flowers.
Or food.
Or handsome men.
There you go.
That's it. Don't look at art.
No art.
Nope, because the first thing you'll do is compare yourself to someone else. That's the worst thing you can do. And then just wait.
And wait. Which is hard. That's hard for us. Just in anything in our life, it's hard to just wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll feel when it's starting to come back. Yeah. And then you pick up that brush and you start really small. And I like to start by making something for someone else.
Yes.
I think that's the perfect entry back. Make a card, make mail art.
Absolutely. And I've embraced that as well over the years. And that's really the thing, because there's really no pressure in that.
There's no pressure. There's no expectations. And you're bringing joy into someone else's life. I don't know. There's just like this something special about making something for someone else, sending it out into the world.
That's right.
Hoping it brings joy, and then you start with yourself, okay, and work so small.
Yeah, don't start with the 12 by 12 canvas. Yeah, don't do that. Or the big journal. Don't do it. Just do small.
Yeah, just something small, and look at it and say,
success.
There we go. Yep. There it is. It's still there.
Yep, I still got it. Yay! All right, well, on that note, I want to thank everybody for joining us today for this episode where we're talking about creative blocks and overcoming them. And let us know what your thoughts are about overcoming creative blocks.
And tell us about your scariest time.
And how you overcame that as well.
Right. Or if you're in the middle of it, hang on.
Yes.
It's almost done.
Yeah.
I promise.
You'll get through it. Yep. We've all been there. Sandy and I have been there multiple times.
Yep. And we will again.
And we will again. Yes. We sure appreciate you guys.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Creatives Get Real.
We sure appreciate all your support.
And you can find me at sandykeene.com and my teaching site, popupartclasses.com.
And you can find me at robenmarie.com and my classes at robenmariestudio.com.